The thing with the uniforms, I know about the underwear bomber, I know about false flag operations and so on. So I've been, by your guidance, just following what's going on and things. There's been talk about more chatter, things happening in Norway and so on. On the internet, maybe terrorists and these things. So I'm sort of shook enough. I get my things from the office. Then go back home. Then I start switching between TV channels, and then one of the channels says, "Oh, there's an unconfirmed report that yesterday or last night, men in black unmarked uniforms was searching the area around the media building, the VG, a big newspaper in Norway." And the government building just around the area where the blast was. So then they switched to, of course, the other news. I don't know. Have you gotten anything? What's happened, Alex?
Yes, we're getting Paul Watson's tracking it. Kurt Nimmo's tracking it. But specifically, you're saying on Norwegian television, they did report there was some type of bomb sweep last night in the area. Can you remember, I know you're a little shook up after the bombing that you witnessed and you live in the area. Robert, can you give us the name of the TV station?
Yes, it was TV2.
TV2. So that's state-run media, isn't it?
No, NRK is the state-run media. TV2 is commercial.
Okay, commercial.
Yeah, but, you know, it's the same guys, I guess.
Got it. Okay, so TV2, commercial channel specifically, because we're going to look into this. Paul Watson's listening right now. Specifically, exactly, what did they say about the men in the black uniforms?
No, they just said that they had reports that someone was sweeping the area yesterday. Not very detailed, just as a by sentence. That's why. But I have to elaborate on the there's not only a terror bombing here in Oslo now.
A terror shooting, a blonde-haired al-Qaeda, which you know we've been talking about them rolling out to now flip it from the Muslims to the white people or the al-Qaeda. No one is safe. We've got to report on everybody. Yes, sir. Tell us about the summer camp and the white al-Qaeda.
Yeah, because the government has this youth camp every year. It's quite popular. They always have newscasters and stuff showing on TV because it's by far the biggest single party. They the last report now said that this guy was gathering them, telling that, holding a gun. He said because of what happened in Oslo and he had a machine gun, not just a pistol, but he had a machine gun, and then he just started massacring them. He just started shooting.
And we've now had a Rena jihadi group with intelligence connections take the credit. So, and the government's now saying, correct, because I've got British news on this. It's up on the Drudge Report. They're saying that the white al-Qaeda is connected to the other Rena jihadi group that supposedly is involved in this. Is that what Norwegian television is saying? No,
they're saying that they don't have. They're naming names. They're saying, "Oh, it could be connected." It's it looks like al-Qaeda operation because it's happening two places at the same time.
Yeah, the New York Times is reporting that it's the helpers of global jihad. Now they'll use a message board somewhere. I could go on a message board and say Santa Claus took credit, and they would print it, but.
So this is just, and they also have they're naming a mullah here and saying him specifically. It looks like, because I was watching CNN and following the 911 happening live, and they, within, a very short amount of time, they were saying, "Oh, this is Bin Laden." Okay,
from the grave, Bin Laden.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they've got the million pages of stuff they found where they can always make up new plots out of that. And, of course, he's in the ocean down there with saving Nemo, and everything's fine. Blast and gun attack in Norway, 7 dead. How are the Norwegians taking this? And why do you think the globalists, because this is clearly staged, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, I'd say 98% chance. I mean, I see this as right as the banking cartel tries to make Europe sign on to pay everything into the banker's coffer. This is a way to unify people around unpopular government programs. I don't know if you say you're a listener. Have you not heard me predict exactly this would happen and that Western Europe would be the first target of the soft target attacks?
Sir, I've been following you every day, and I know this. I've been extra observant on the news and seeing where things are going on. I was thinking maybe Berlin, maybe even Stockholm, and we're outside the EU, but we have 6 planes in Libya. Where we just got a message from this Fogh Rasmussen telling.
Oh yeah, they're going to try to blame Gaddafi exactly as a pretext for the ground invasion. We also talked about that being a possibility. That needs to go in the hopper because they want the ground invasion September, October. You're saying this either could be Gaddafi or it could be being blamed on him. But now you have the blonde-haired guy involved. That it really pushes it into the realm of government staged. What is your gut? I mean, you're somebody who just survived this. You're somebody who was, felt the blast. You were somebody who was right there, 200 feet away from it. What does your gut tell you this is?
As I told you, sir, I was thinking because, there's an election coming up. The government is losing voters, and I was thinking, we're sort of free, and it's a perfect opportunity to, restrict our freedoms. And I was just actually waiting for something to happen. I'm sorry to say, but
Well, still, we've got 7 people dead. You've still got a better chance there of dying from being struck by lightning. And even if thousands were dying, you don't give your freedoms up to terrorists. You don't give in to it, even if it was real. What's your? I mean, you just survived. You said you were 200 feet away. How did the blast affect you?
I was I was shaken. My body was moved, and the windows exploded. One right behind me, one right beside me. I was just stepping onto the boardwalk, and then the windows just came. Alarms started going, and there were debris all over the square. I have pictures from right where I was standing, so I can send them to you if you want to see. It was just but then everything was just calm, and then chaos. They evacuated the center of Oslo. I don't know if it's total quiet.
Well, sir, going back, if you would have left a minute earlier, you might have. Were you going in the direction of the blast when it happened?
Yes, I was walking towards my office again, and my office is just by the building. It's the building, next to the one that was blown up.
Have you had a chance to talk to any of your friends? To go back, so you were going in the direction of it?
Yeah.
Wow. So you narrowly...
And I had a clear view straight up to the building where the explosion was. I saw the smoke coming up straight in front of me.
Wow. Incredible. Now, expanding on this, so there you have it. The government in trouble, government approval ratings down. Magically, this happens. Have you had a chance to talk to any other Norwegians and get their view of what they think's going on?
Well, we've sort of texted, people are okay and so on. So I'm just saying staged, and people saying this is just strange, and people say, yeah, staged. But, not everyone understands that these things can happen. Staged. I don't know for certain, of course not, but it's so strange. They were also saying that they saw 4 men in a black Mercedes shooting away from where the incident site just before it happened. Some car was blocked at the airport. It's just strange messages going everywhere. But I guess it's just chaos also right after the explosion.
Well, they'll find some patsies. Do we know what happened to the blonde-haired al-Qaeda who shot up the summer camp, and do we know who he killed there?
have arrested one person. I mean, this was an island, and people were just swimming away from the island. People were calling and texting people on land. That they were running away, just hiding. They don't call. He might find them. He was running around the island trying to find people and shoot them. Yeah.
If you just joined us, we're talking to Robert, who is in Oslo, Norway, a listener of the show. And we've called him back there. He is there in Oslo, and we appreciate him joining us. I want to bring Bob Chapman up, who worked in U.S. intelligence against the Russians, to ask you a question, and then Paul Watson, and then we'll let you go, but stay in contact with you in the next few days and perhaps get you on Sunday after you've had time to really soak all this in. We're glad you survived. Sad for the 7 that are dead, the now over 30 seriously wounded, a devastating attack.
There are more. They drag dead people into the building to do reconnaissance, and you know, that number's going up, sir.
Oh, so there's more than 7 dead from what you saw?
Yeah, and there's a lot of people killed after the shooting. I'm watching the TV2 live broadcast.
Oh, wait, now they're saying the shooting killed a lot more people.
Yeah. The shooting, they don't have any numbers because it's the island, there's bad weather. But
the blonde-haired al-Qaeda right on time as Janet Napolitano rolls out her white al-Qaeda is going to get you. I mean, can you see the scripting of how they roll these things out? I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yes, I know, sir. And it's even, it's sort of a perfect timing because people have just gone from work, and some people were going past the government borders, and most people are on holiday here. I guess almost everyone. So there's not much collateral damage, but enough to make it a big event.
Incredible. Bob Chapman's with us every Friday. He seems to always be on when the news is breaking, and then it gets cut short. Bob may have to leave at the end of the hour, but we're going in to the 4th hour for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers and InfoWars audio stream listeners. If stations want to carry it, it's on the satellite, and they can get it if they want live coverage of this. But Bob, look, I need listeners not to toot my horn, but to get all the videos where I lay out exactly how this would start. And if it turns out they say it's white al-Qaeda, folks, they're dropping the hammer. They're going to start the arrest, the roundups. I mean, this means they're getting ready to start a World War III scenario and use it to crack down on domestic groups. Bob Chapman, do you have any comments or questions for Robert, who narrowly survived the blast?
Well, as I see it, if Robert had been 20 seconds to a minute earlier, he might have been really caught in the blast. I have a question. Do you know what participation Norway took in the recent meetings which involved the bailout of Greece, if any?
I can hear Bob perfectly. The network's telling me they can't hear him. Yeah, I can hear him fine, too. I mean, I'm getting full audio piped in, but they say they can't hear him. Did you hear that question, Robert?
Yes, I did, sir. He asked whether our participation in the EU, there's a bailout of Europe, and they're calling it a Marshall Plan for Europe, a new Marshall Plan. That means, almost a new plan economy, where we give more money to the EU every year, I think, than most of the countries because of our participation. We inherit every law. We don't say no to any of the laws they pass. So we're as incorporated as it's possible to be without having the currency and the benefits of being in the halls of Brussels. So, our economy is big in comparison. We're a small country, but big in oil. So, I'm sort of called an educated guess saying that we have at least influences with the decision to bail out Greece.
Bob Chapman, look at the timing of this, and now they're telling us, hey, it's a blonde-haired al-Qaeda. This is incredible scripting, Bob.
Well, what I'm getting at here is the bankers were extremely irate that they had to come up with 21